The Stream Team is a group of volunteers that's organized under the Conemaugh Valley Conservancy that goes all around the Stony Creek, Conemaugh, and Black Lake watersheds to sample acid mine drainage so that we can send those samples off to the Department of Environmental Protection to build a case for cleaning up the streams in the area. Acid mine drainage came to be a thing when mines in the area started to close down. Whenever a mine closes down, there's not somebody there to pump the water out of that mine. That water sits in that mine and it leaches those heavy metals out of the coal, and then that water keeps building up until it finds a spot in the hillside or in a creek bed where there's a weak spot, and then that acid mine drainage makes its way into the watershed through that. That then affects the rivers by changing the pH of the water or depositing different minerals into the water that are detrimental to the aquatic life in that river. A lot of our local macro invertebrates or even trout live within a very small spectrum of what kind of pH a river can have, and whenever that balance gets thrown off, then that aquatic life dies. The rivers that I personally primarily sample are the Benz Creek, the Stony Creek, and Paint Creek, and then the headwaters of Babcock Creek where they pour into the Stony Creek. But the Stream Team as a whole, we focus on anything from the Stony Creek to the Conemaugh watershed, and like I mentioned as well, we also do some sampling on the Black Lake watershed too. As we do our sampling up here and send those samples off to DEP, DEP is looking at what impacts does cleaning up rivers up here at the headwaters have on things like the Three Rivers in Pittsburgh or the Chesapeake Bay or the Mississippi watershed if things go out in that direction to the Gulf of Mexico. Here in Johnstown, as we look to pivot away from heavy industry and more to a recreation-based economy, by cleaning up our rivers, we're going to start attracting more people to the area. We already see that with things like the whitewater releases on the Stony Creek River or coal tubing, where we're drawing hundreds of people to the region to recreate on our resources. If they weren't cleaned up, people wouldn't travel here to enjoy these things.